Oh, I've definitely seen homeschooling go wrong. And it goes wrong for a few different reasons. The biggest one being the parents who homeschool because of fear. Whether it's fear of what they'll learn in school or fear of something terrible happening to them in school, I understand all that, but that's not the reason to homeschool. Because fear is reactive, not proactive. Fear is when you're running from something, not when you're running towards something. And when it comes to education choice, you should be taking your children and running towards a goal, not away from something. Because if you're running away from something, it's always going to be looming in the background. Actually, that's a good lesson for life. If you are fearing something and you're running away from it, you'll never get away from it because you have to have a goal that you're running towards. So rather than running away from scary, run towards healthy. So in homeschooling, your goal should not just be keeping them away from scary things. That leads to legalism, it leads to isolation, it leads to lack of socialization, and that leads to awkward homeschoolers. A couple people who went to traditional school, but their parents still parented from a fear-based mentality, and their kids didn't go on to thrive. Because again, you're never going to outrun fear. The second reason that I've seen homeschooling go wrong is when people try to do school at home. Meaning that they get the entire school-based curriculum, whether it's a Becca or a BJU, and they sit down and they do 30 minutes on each subject a day, and it's still 6 or 8 hours. And even when they have a day off, they're going to go to the beach and they're going to learn all about the science of the beach. And when no matter where they go, there's got to be a school lesson there in order for it to be worth going to. And that leads to burnout. The reason these curriculums need to be modified for a homeschooling environment is because they're written to teach every learning style in a classroom, and you only have one learning style and your child in front of you. You don't have to hit all the learning styles. You just have to make sure that they are able to learn in their way. And you don't have to write down the answers to every single question. In fact, you can use those questions as springboards to conversation. You can modify the curriculum to not be as formal as traditional school. Because homeschooling is a lifestyle of learning. It's not learning regimentedly all day long. It's being able to find the lesson in anything without being formal about this is the lesson in this. So going back to the beach example, you can go to the beach and you can build a sandcastle right close to the water and you can watch it erode as the tide comes in, and you can learn a little bit about tides and you can talk about erosion, but you can do it in a conversation. Not suck all the fun out of the beach. Not that I enjoy the beach. The beach is not fun for me. That's a poor example for me because the beach is hell. But for those of you who like the beach, you get it. And the last reason I've seen homeschooling going wrong is the same reason I've seen parenting go wrong, which is that parents want the healthiest version of their child, not the healthiest version of themselves. And no matter what, if we're parenting from an unhealed place, we are going to overflow that onto our kids. And whether that is the role of caregiver or the role of teacher, if we are doing that from a place that is broken, we are only going to be passing along broken. More is caught than taught. They are going to catch far more of our behavior than what we teach. And the way to avoid that pitfall is making sure that you're prioritizing being the best version of you can be for them and for you. Here's the thing, you're not going to heal all the way because there is no done. But when you model this for them, they will go on and heal themselves too. And that's what spins off healthier generations.